All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to a brand new season of the BSL. If you missed yesterday, then go back and watch the VODs. They're there. And I would say you probably will not expect the results. It was a pretty crazy day. And as a result of that day, I'm now back to casting with Nyoken. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Yeah, Group A not favorable for me, but they were good games. Terra and Gornich making it out, and my sleeper for the whole tournament made it out. Gosu Dark. I'm actually
Really?
really rooting for him. Yeah, last season so close to knocking out True Touch, who won the whole
Yeah.
thing. I play Gosu Dark on the ladder a lot. He's improved a lot over the last year, so I'm looking for him to go deep, maybe top 4.
Whoa. Whoa, a
Yeah,
top. This guy's like literally never made it to the round of 8. and
I'm going for him top 4,
okay.
just like Action in ASL. He was my
Hmm.
go-to to the finals. He made it to top 4. I'm really rooting for this guy, even though he's
All right.
Protoss.
I love the caveat there at the end. Well, anyway, it is a brand new season of BSL. We've got all of these sick new graphics. We've got a ton of amazing groups, and our format is a little bit different too. We're doing 5 best of ones for each group, which means 10 games of StarCraft today, which for me is quite a bit of StarCraft because it's been a while since BSL has been out there. So hope you guys are ready for a lot of amazing StarCraft. If you want to keep up with all the StarCraft for BSL, you can follow them on Twitter at Bombastic Star, on Facebook at Bombastic Star League, on Patreon at patreon.com/bombastic, and of course the YouTube VODs are available immediately after every broadcast on Zero's YouTube. It's NaigelZZZ, but just click the link in chat. And if you're interested in brackets, you can !brackets in chat too to find out more about which groups are being played. We are playing groups C and D tonight, which includes former BSL champion Aeons Zerg and a host of other amazing players. So I'm super excited for today.
Yeah, these lineups are really stacked. We've got Aeons Zerg, we've got a bunch of Terrans, SPX, Cryok, Casper, we've got the lone Protoss in the mix, Dion Max, and we've got a random, which you never see, in Ariador. And we're going to be looking to see how far he can go. Yeah, it's really stacked. I like these groups a lot. I feel like they're pretty balanced. Is there anybody that you're seeing? Like, of course, Aeon Zerg is going to be the favorite for his group, but who do you
For
like
sure.
as the second player to get out of this group?
So for Group C, obviously you expect Aeon Zerg to make it out. He's trained in Korea. He's total badass. You can never predict Ariador. Like this is like one of the OGs. I think has Ariador been playing longer than you, Nyoken?
You know, it's funny because Ariador apparently was like Artosis's coach, is what I've read.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like
from
we're
way back
going
in the day.
back to like the dinosaur age. So like he's really old. I mean, I'm old school. I got Brood War in like October 98. He may go
Ooh.
farther back than I go.
Well, so that's what I was getting at. Like, I think Ariador has a definite chance to upset here. I think Cryok, just because he performed pretty well at the 20th anniversary LAN, which is kind of my last benchmark for a lot of international foreign players. I always say Castro probably the underdog as the Peruvian player. It's weird. Yesterday we had a group with like 3 South American players and favorite, and now we have a group with 3 European players and Castro. So I'd say he's maybe the underdog. I'd say probably Cryok and Aeon Zerg to advance out, and then Ariador as the dark horse or the wild card. And from Group D, I think SPX has always performed pretty well. He's a really solid Russian Terran. And then I have no idea for the second player in the group. Like maybe Avilov or Casper, but I just don't know. And then again, we have our random Peruvian player in the group in DN Max. So I do not know what to expect from him. So truly anything could happen, Nyoken.
Yeah, I like those predictions. I like SPX and I like DN Max. DN Max, when I play him on the ladder, there are games he's like, I'm like, how do you beat this guy? And then there's other games where he kind of falls apart. So he's kind of hit or miss. So hopefully he's on his game today. He's going to need to be because, like I said, the groups are pretty stacked. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready if we're ready.
I'm ready if you are ready. And
Oh,
so
I'm
it looks
always
like
ready.
That's right. We are both ready. Also, just want to give a big shout out to Zero, who is behind the scenes running all of the magic and the wizardry. So basically, everything that you see is a product of his genius. Our first map is going to be Power Bond, and I hadn't cast a whole lot of games on Power Bond. I saw it in Corrupted Cup, obviously, but hadn't really gotten a chance to cast it. So it's performing super well. I actually think there's a lot of potential. And I'm not just saying that because I want a player to infest the command center in the middle, although that is high on my list of reasons I like this map. So yeah, it's been good. So let's get into our first game of the night. It's going to be Castro versus Aeons on Power Bond. We also have a sick new opening for in between the games, so enjoy. Okay, welcome everyone to day 2 of a brand new BSL Season 7. We are going to get into our first game of Group C, and that features our purple Zerg player in the upper left-hand corner, playing from Seoul. It's Castro.
And in the top right, we've got the only random in the tournament. It is Aeons. And you were mentioning that you have not seen a lot of games on Power Bond. Well, it's a new ladder map. I like it a lot. It kind of reminds me of Rush Hour kind of mixed in with Circuit Breaker, because Circuit Breaker has so many bases. You have the exposed third base, but it's got it's a 3-player map. It's really interesting how you can split the map, and because there's so many bases, there's 15 available bases, so you can have a really long, super epic macro game. Also, drops are super strong on here, so it's a very dangerous map.
Yeah, I like the comparison to Circuit Breaker. It's like 3-player Circuit Breaker if you like squished everything together. If you just put your hands on the edge of Circuit Breaker and squeezed a little bit. But it also kind of has that Sylphid feel where you've got like your inner mineral only bases, but Sylphid actually has real bases there. And so if you want to take the double quotes real bases in the middle, those things are pretty open. They've got like this 2 or 3 wide ramps around it. So it can get really difficult. And I like it as opposed to Circuit Breaker because you can't just split it in half, right? You've got to like make some concessions or have a slight advantage, and that keeps it from just being these giant tank line battles, which I'm sure everybody is super excited to see. I don't know, I really like those, but this is going to be a PVZ, and if I recall correctly, Aeons, his Zerg like really impressed me. But I'm not sure what to expect from his random because, there's not that random cliche where they just cheese every game.
Yeah, this game he's going to pull out a Bonneth going Gateway first, and luckily for Castro, he was able to see the probe come out. So he knows that Aeons Protoss from the get-go pretty much. He opened with, pretty sure it was an overpool, which is pretty much a perfect response. And yeah, Aeons got to get some damage done, because if he doesn't, I'm going to be already worried for him, since he's playing random, which means he's going to be playing all the matchups. It's not like he's going to be like super... Of course he's familiar with Protoss vs Zerg, but not familiar with Zerg vs Protoss like Castro is. And Castro is a guy, when he gets a lead, this guy is drone and hatchery, man. He will take bases all over the place, and it's going to get ugly real fast for Aeons if he can't do anything.
Oh, it is going to get very ugly. As this probe is scouting out, this is the 10th set of, or the 5th set of lings, 10 lings out on the map. This is just quite a few. And one zealot getting caught out on the map. No, that's terrible. Losing a zealot this early means there's basically no pressure on these lings, and he's going to get the second one as it pops out. Can he surround it? He needs to get the zealot. He's going to try to run the zealot around and keep it from taking too much damage here, but this is already completely tragic. He's at the wall off with that photon cannon in the back, and he will have that one zealot for the wall, but already a lot of damage done picking off that first zealot, and maybe another one.
Yeah, so much damage being done. Third zealot's going to pop out, and it's second zealot goes down, and we're in real trouble because Castro's continued to make lings. He's still making lings. Now, if Aeons can hold, he'll be in an okay position, but look how delayed his Nexus is. Castro behind this, he needs to start putting down hatcheries or something. He's kind of floating a lot of minerals, and there he goes, bottom right. He's going to expand there, but this gateway, okay, cannon's going to come up.
Yeah, he's gonna go.
Gateway's gonna go down.
Yeah, he is gonna get the gateway, so he won't be able to run by, but he does open up the front door. Now, obviously, you can rebuild the gateway, but you can't build anything out of it, Nyoken, so this is going to be it. He's got 2 Zealots, 1 Cannon, and a Dream to hold on.
Yeah, and Castro unknowingly gets off a key pickoff onto the gateway because there was no gas. Well, there's no cybernetics. Aerodor could have been powering behind this, and if we look at Castro, he has no gas, so he unknowingly is getting away with going for the delayed gas. If Corsair had gotten out, in the next couple minutes, it could have done potentially a lot of damage. So really good pickoff. And Aerodor, you may feel like that this is already an unsavable game because look at this. 3 gates in the main. We're going up to 4 gate.
Wow. This is I like the response because maybe he feels like he's already been thrown off a little bit too much and it's time. I actually really wish this Overlord at the front was maybe over the high ground at the natural expansion because you need to know if your opponent has a Nexus or not.
Yeah, he needs to know exactly what's going on. He doesn't need, like you said, he doesn't know if there's a Nexus here. I don't think he even went in to check for tech at all. He's kind of just assuming that this is standard, and we see that this is not standard. Now, from Aerodor's perspective, I remember Shuttle making a comment where if there's an Overlord sitting right outside your entrance, you're getting Hydra busted. Now, we don't see a Hydra bust coming. Oh, there it is. There's the Hydra. So Aerodor's got to be a little worried that a Hydra bust is coming because he would potentially just have mass Zealot with no speed versus mass Hydras.
And obviously, if you have slow Zealots, like Hydras are just probably not that afraid of them, especially if you go speed first instead of range first, which is by far the most common way to play it. Every once in a while, I'll see some of these weird guys go range first, and I'm just like, wow. And that's how you get like everything sniped at the front door, and you're just like, I didn't think Hydras could do that, because usually you get speed. But slow versus fast, that's not a great matchup for the Zealot bros. But I mean, the gateway's back up. The Zealot count is starting to get up there. We're about to have, I think, 5, 6. Yeah, we're gonna have a pretty high Zealot count, and that might surprise Castro because I don't think he expects the 4 gate.
Yeah, you never expect that. I don't think I've ever seen this really, but this is going to be all in for Aerodor. Well, maybe not. Look at the Citadel. It's already about halfway done. If we check +1, it's about halfway done. I'm pretty sure speed is about a 50-second upgrade. So this may actually line up perfectly. He's going to have something like 20 Zealots. And again, Castro, he does power really hard. If he makes 1 extra cycle of drones, there is a real chance that Aerodor might bust through. But I see at the natural, he is starting to pump Hydras, and that's exactly what he needs.
Yeah, you said 20 Zealots, and I thought you were like speaking hyperbolically, but no, he will actually have like 2 control groups of Zealots here. It's crazy. So if you can hit with speed, if you can hold on until that upgrade finishes, then you bust out, you kill off all the Hydras, and then maybe you go across the map and deal critical damage. Especially if you want to maybe try hitting the 3rd, because there's 2 whole hatcheries there. There's a lot of value if you can get out on the map, but unfortunately, he does not have that speed left, and so all of these Zealots out on the map are a little bit of a liability, especially if they get surrounded. 1 goes down. Is he gonna lose any more? Looks like not yet. Okay, yes, he will lose probably all of this, right?
He's going to lose all 4 Zealots, which you would assume is, he's not going to lose them. And really, that kind of did buy him time because speed is so close. We're at 80%. Oh, no, what are we doing, Zealots? Don't move out now.
Wait, no, this is exactly when you don't want to move out. The Hydra's here, but they don't have speed. This is such an anti-timing for Aerodor as Castro is just able to kind of kite. Well, as I say that, he's not kiting at all. He's actually just letting the Zealots walk right up on these Hydras. Wait, what? Oh, this is a little bit tragic here, but the Zealots still do not have that upgrade. It's seconds away from finishing, but they're still dealing massive damage to these Hydras.
Yeah, now speed kicks in, and now the Zealots are on top of the Hydras, but we lost half the Zealots, and we still have a lot back at the natural, but Aerodor needs to reinforce. Again, this is an all-in from him. He's even going up into more gates, started his Templar Archive. He's not even mining gas at his natural, and gas is so crucial for Protoss. He has to get damage done. I just don't know if he can do it, but bottom right, no sunken, so this is an exposed base.
I mean, 4 or 5 zealots coming out at a time, that's just a lot. So each wave is going to really increase the power of the zealot army. Now that they have speed, this is going to be it. Here we go. We've got a huge concave of hydras. The zealots do get on top of them, but look, so many dying so quickly. The hydra count is gigantic, and I don't think there's enough zealots here to hold on.
Yeah, we just bled off a little bit too many zealots before speed kicked in, and now Castro has an overwhelming amount of hydras, and with one cannon, you just can't stop this.
Ooh, so it looks like Castro is going to come out with an early lead here. There are maybe 5, 6, 7 zealots out there, but it's just not going to be enough. The hydras mow them down, and there's only one cannon behind that. So one cannon versus tons of hydras. I think you guys can predict how that is going to go.
Well, you can never count out the DT. Okay, never mind. No DT to save the day.
Nope, that is it. So I guess that answers our question that you were asking me earlier. You in your games yesterday dropped the first game, and I was really pulling for you to come back. So there's still that chance that Aerodor can make it in the losers match, but I don't know if. I don't know what the idea was there, because I've never seen somebody build Nexus and all the gateways. Usually you try to hide the fact that you're not building Nexus, and then you get a bunch of zealots out a lot faster with speed and stuff. But he also moved out a little bit quickly, or before I thought he was ready yet. That was a really strange game. I'm not used to seeing that.
Yeah, I really do think it came down to that gateway snipe. It delayed the tech. If we had speed even 10 seconds faster when those zealots moved out, for sure those hydras would have gotten clobbered. So unfortunately, Aerodor is going to get knocked out, unfortunately, or get knocked down to the losers, and Castro's going to move on, and we're going to have to see who he's going to go up against.
Yeah, so that prepares us for our second best of one between Aeons Zerg and Cryok, and I think this should actually be a super fantastic game. I think Aeons Zerg, did he play No, I don't think he played Cryok in the 20th anniversary. I know he's played Cryok before, obviously, in like the latter stage of was it Have At You or something? I forget the last time they played, but it's not like they've never played each other. They're definitely two of the best players from their countries, both super solid European players. I guess I consider Aeons Zerg European because I feel like he's selectively Cuban, but yeah, he's from Belgium. He brought me a bunch of sick Belgian chocolate when he came over to train in Korea. So I promise I'm not biased at all. But I think that it's probably correct to be a little bit biased towards Aeons Zerg because he's a badass.
Yeah, Aeons Zerg is a killer. He went to Korea. He got a lot better. He's one of the few foreigners that can take out pros. I think he's reached peaks of like 2,500, 2,600. I mean, that's crazy. And Cryok, of course, he's great. I think Cryok and Aeons Zerg were in the same team, so they definitely have experience versus each other. I'm looking at the stats now. Even though Cryok's stats say he's best versus Protoss, but it's a limited sample size. Feels like versus Zerg is probably his best matchup, so I do think he's got a good shot. I don't know, though. If we're on Power Bond, Aeons Zerg's a macro monster, so it's going to be very difficult.
Yeah, Aeons Zerg, I feel like there's this skill that a lot of pro players have that a lot of up-and-coming players really lack, and that is knowing when they can just take every base to get a huge economic lead. Because I feel like some players try to do that, and then they lose. So it's a little bit tragic to watch. But, yeah, I think Seriosity versus, who was it yesterday?
Yes, who was it? I already blanked out on that game.
Okay, yeah, he was very good at taking lots of bases. I mean, obviously this is a TVZ, so it's not going to quite look the same. Sorry about that. I actually did forget who it was for a second. Whoops. But anyway, I don't expect Cryok to be one of these guys that just expands everywhere. I think Aeons Zerg has that moment where if he can put enough pressure on early, then he can play that Sauron Zerg play style. It might look really cool. And our first map is Power Bond as well, so. We're just going to get to see this map quite a bit tonight.
I mean, it's expected. It's a ladder map. You know, BSL has a lot of different maps. I always try to get a ladder map because it's the one I have the most experience on. So, yeah. I mean, I assume it's going to be Cryok's best map out of the ladder pool, but we'll have to see. But I'm ready.
Yep, I'm ready. You're ready. Hopefully everybody in chat is ready because this should be an absolutely incredible game. Unless Aeons Zerg or Cryok just bop the other one out early, I'm expecting this to be, actually really, really fantastic. So let's get underway with our second game of the night. And away we are. Sorry, I didn't expect it to get into game fast enough, that fast. I was looking for a countdown, but I never saw one. Here we go. Sorry, I had the worst timing to sneeze. Wow, that's terrible. Oh my gosh. Wow, I'm a new person. All right, in the upper right-hand corner, in the white, playing Terran from Germany, this is Cryok.
In the bottom middle, we've got the red Zerg. It is Aeons Zerg. Now, Power Bond, top right, I hate that position. We saw the reason why last game, because units pop out on the wrong side. And, a current trend these days is to go for a wall off into mech. Now, every game I've seen Cryok play has been bio. So I don't know if he's going to go for that, but if he does try to go for a mech play, it's going to be not the most ideal position. Luckily for him, Aeons Zerg is scouting to mid-left, so he's going to scout it last. But Power Bond, if you go bio also, the natural ledge is over your minerals. It's very difficult to defend because if you put turrets back there, you don't have vision. They just get instant picked off from Mutalisk. So it's a pretty hard map to play bio on also, so I'm kind of interested to see what Cryok wants to go for. Okay, It is going to be bio because it is an in-base Rax.
Yeah, the naturals aren't as hard as like Fighting Spirit or something. Whenever I see Terrans try to put turrets behind them, I'm just like, what? I mean, where do you put them? Like, you can't even fit them everywhere. It's just it's a struggle. But the idea is kind of the same. It's hard to deal with mutas, so obviously you want like maybe an earlier science vessel, but sometimes like when the mutas hit, it's just that's just so difficult. I think we saw that yesterday as well. But it was. It's a great map for that, but it's also a great map for a lot of Zergs will like to take an early third in the other main because it's a 3-player map. You're already securing yourself just a massive swath of the map too. So there's definitely some proactivity that has to come from the Terran player. At least that's kind of what worked super well yesterday. So bio out of our German Terran player, and I don't know how much you play Cryok, Nyoken.
I almost never get Europeans now with the ladder switch. So I'm not sure if I've ever played him, honestly. Like Gornich also, I mean, I probably have, but it's so rare that I don't remember. But Cryok, just playing standard. He did send out a double scout so he sees what's going on. And Aeons are going for a pretty meta build. It's going to be 2-hatch with pretty fast gas. Not the super fast gas that we see sometimes from players like Zealot, which is the 12 gas off of 1-hatch, but this is still going to be an extremely fast layer. So Aeons are definitely going to put on a lot of pressure with mutas, but because Zealot has kind of been popularizing a lot of builds in Soma, we may not see mutas. It could still be something like a 2-hatch lurker if he can push out this SCV really fast, but he's only built 2 links, so it is probably most likely going to be mutas. But what's Croc's follow-up going to be? Because I don't see a second barracks, I don't see gas. It is going to be second barracks.
Okay, I was going to say, if you're adding your gas on right now, I guess that wouldn't be super late, but you got to get it done, and it's the second barracks. So obviously, knowledge is power. So seeing the layer timing is super huge, and eventually this SCV is going to die here in a couple seconds, unless it's like a flash SCV, and then it kills all 4 lings and runs away. Yeah, the SCV will be escorted out by the Ling Secret Service, and now's where you can do some secret shenanigans. Obviously, if it was going to be Hydras, you probably want the den done already, so we should just see the Spire come down right about now. There it is.
Yeah, pretty standard from Aeons. We're going to have to see how he wants to use this 2-hatch. Is going to all-in 2-hatch? Find that a bit unlikely. Or is he just going to take a third base? Power Bond is such a big map with so many bases that Aeons Zerg may take a hidden third base, like an LZ Gamer base at mid-right that Croc never scans. And Croc may overreact, play completely defensive. Like we already see defensive play. There's the bunker.
Oh, trying to snipe an SCV. Wow, he does get an SCV. That's crazy. I hate it. Like when the Protoss player runs his 2 Dragoons behind your mineral lines, or the Zerg player just runs right by your bunker and gets like snipes that cheeky SCV. I'm just like, okay, wow, you're really min-maxing this game. Sick tryhard mode. But he does get one. It's a little bit annoying. But now, you know, he doesn't really have quite as much like soft control right outside. And there is that third base coming down from Aeons Zerg.
Yeah, he did get an SCV. I don't know what he really confirmed with the Lings. He did lose a lot. So now he is kind of exposed to a bit of a push. But Power Bond is surprisingly big. Every time I go for a Marine Medic push like this, it just always seems to be that they have Mutas out just in time. So if Croc moves out, he may run into Mutas just popping, and Aeons Zerg may be able to fend it off. But there goes Aeons Zerg with the third hatch at the high ground base. And like I was saying, you know, Croc may scan this low ground. Okay, I heard a scan go off. They just scan the natural. Sees that is a second gas. And when you see second gas, you can almost always assume that this is Mutalist, because you really don't need that much gas for lurkers. He is going to scan the main to check anyways. And we've got armor on the Spire. So this is already aligning into Guardian play.
Yeah, I really love. So I wouldn't have predicted the Guardians. You're definitely the clairvoyant on that one. But in general, I remember watching, I think it was Action that I saw do it first in, maybe it was KSL or something. That style is not like super new or anything, where you just, like, you start with 2 hatch Muta, and if you get enough damage done, you just stay on Mutas. You power up, you get the Carapace, and a lot of times Terran has a really hard time dealing with that, especially if they have a vulnerable natural with a cliff nearby. So yeah, this is going to be really cool to watch. It's only 6 Mutas right now, but it's going to get a whole lot worse, especially those Guardians kick into high gear.
Yeah, and I thought this was going to be Guardians, but if we look at what Aeons Zerg is doing behind this, he's got lurkers going, he's got a macro hatch coming up, he's droning up really hard. This may just be a bait to force out a lot of turrets, and because Croc, you know, he's a knowledgeable Terran, if he clicks the Mutas and sees armor, he's just going to assume that this is Guardians. And
yeah, because why would you get Carapace otherwise?
Yeah, especially, yeah, exactly. So he may potentially go into something like Valkyries, which would be completely useless. Aeons are picking off the SCV on the factory, a really nice pickoff. You want to delay the tech as long as possible. Instant reaction from Croc. So Croc's defended pretty much perfectly, taking no damage. But I am a little worried that Aeons Zerg, what's this? Fast evolution? I'm so confused what this is.
He got 6 Mutas, and then he went straight up the tech tree as fast as you could. Now there's this thing that happens when you're watching a Zerg player micro Mutas, where you're looking to see if they're adding more Mutas to the stack, right? And it's always hard to judge the number of Mutas in the stack just by looking. So if you're lucky, you can click on it and kind of see, okay, well, there's quite a few there, but this time there aren't quite a few. It's been 6, it's still, well, I guess it's 5 because he lost one. And so Cryok might start to realize, wait a second, he hasn't actually added on any Mutas, so maybe this is it.
Yeah, so now Aeons Zerg has started making Mutas, but Croc's army is really strong. +1 armor hasn't kicked in just yet. He's got a really nice timing to go attack. Because Aeons Zerg has powered so hard, the Hydrogen was actually a fake. I've been checking it constantly. No lurker upgrades. So if we just run up to the third base, oh, Hydra just popped out at that third base, but lurker, did he forget lurkers? I'm pretty sure he forgot lurkers unknowingly.
No, I think he might have canceled it. I swear I saw the lurker aspect upgrade.
Oh,
because he's just it. Yeah. Okay, all right. So he did finish. I was just stopped paying attention to it. But he did get the lurker aspect. He's got 2 lurkers morphing right now. And especially now, I think he actually kind of maybe wants to show that Carapace, because it does indicate something other than what the reality is here. So I was expecting you like fake the Terran player out, you put stop lurkers somewhere, and they just don't expect it.
Yeah, that could be the case, but so far Aeons Zerg is just setting up lurkers on the high ground. I mean, there's only 2 right now, but Muta is so dangerous, especially when they're on a ramp. Oh, almost get caught there. But Croc can't afford to lose this army. It's such a strong army that if he loses it, Aeons Zerg is going to just explode everywhere. I love Croc's build, though. He's got his science facility already done really, really fast. He's going into that vessel play. And, okay, there's the Defiler Mount. But really, the +1 armor for the ground is throwing me off, because it feels like it's going to be Ultras, but I don't see Ultras. It felt like it's going to be Guardians, but I don't see Guardians. So I don't know what this is.
Yeah, he's gotten a lot of tech, but he hasn't actually done anything with any of the tech. I guess the highest tech unit right now is the Lurker, and he only has 2 of them. So obviously you need maybe a few more. Oh, he's got the 3 that he does have is at the natural, and I think he might have 1 more at the. Okay, he's got 3 or 4 over here, a few more hatched out. But this is like a kind of a vulnerable tech moment. He's trying to go in through Lurkers.
No!
What is happening? No, not like this. He really did not see those Lurker spines coming at all. Loses almost half of his bio force and now has to back up and do nothing.
Yeah, so okay, this is all going to go down. Oh, maybe not. There's a couple damaged mutas in there, so Aeons Zerg's not going to try and fight it. But yeah, those Lurker shots were massive, and Croc's in a bit of trouble because he lost a lot of his army. This is not a 5-rack play. If you look back into his main, it is 3 barracks, and this seems to be the standard Croc. I always see him go into a couple factories. Now, will this be mech? Or will this just be mass tanks? Right now, he's making vultures just for a little mine contain or mine map control. We'll have to wait and see what he wants to do with this, because he's starting to get armor, but I don't see a second E-base, so this could be a mech switch.
Yeah, I mean, the infantry armor is about halfway done. I mean, I guess you don't have to totally commit to it, but I think he is going to stay bio, at least for a little bit. Obviously, adding on science vessels now that mutas are going to be really a thing. But I still think we're going to see Guardians later on. I mean, I don't think we have a Greater Spire yet, but I mean, what do you do when you have 6 low health mutas that you can't use? Oh wait, you're on Hive Tech, just get Guardians. But the carapace especially, I mean, I don't know if that's really paid off, especially for the ground carapace too. I'm just like, well, he's going to have really tough Zerg units. But, I mean, they don't take damage under Dark Swarm, so usually you just want them to deal more damage. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm mostly worried about the ground carapace because we've got +2 started with no second eBay. Croc will never be able to match it, and if you fight +5 ultras and you don't have +3 weapon, you're dead. But it is going to be a mech switch. We've got double armory going up at the bottom, and Power Bond is a good map for it. You can split it, I don't want to say easily, but you got a ton of bases. Here comes Croc going to try and bust bottom left, but that's not going to get busted. But there's a lot of area in your main to build, unlike positions on Gladiator where it feels like you can't build anywhere. So at least you will be able to mech switch quite easily. Oh man, I knew it. This is gonna get ugly. It's Ultraman, and Aeons Zerg's already on 4 base with good econ. It's gonna be so disgusting.
Oh yeah, and already, you know, it's kind of difficult to get this 3rd base up. It's been delayed again. And even though the muta count is basically done with, you know, it's the follow-up, right? How are you going to deal with like Defiler, Ultra? Defiler's already out. They've got Dark Swarm, they've got Energy, and unless you're able to irradiate them before they get across the map or before they're able to like really defend any of these bases, let's see how well Aeons Zerg can defend this upper left, because I guess that's where Cryok's headed. Yeah.
Yeah, and Aeons Zerg's doing exactly what he needs to do. If we look in the main, he's got Lings, Sunken, Defiler set up. He knows that the only chance of him taking critical damage is to something like a drop. Lurker set up at mid-left. Nidus is already there. Macro Hatch is going down. So Aeons Zerg, in the next couple minutes, we're going to go from Aeons Zerg being pretty passive to just exploding with ultras all over the map. And really, it's all going to come down to how good Cryok's defense is. He's got a lot of ultras coming out, but needs to start making a bunch of tanks because ultras are coming. Look at the gas slowly build up for Aeons Zerg.
Yeah, this is not where you try to break up the ramp. There's Dark Swarm, there's Lurkers. You are not getting up there, Cryok. So unless he wants to, like, you know, drop and come in from the back, this is not going to work out. Now there's Lurkers blocking his escape path of his entire bio ball. Ooh, okay, I guess it doesn't completely block it, but hey, kill off the mine. Is he going to try to kill off the Lurkers? He's got a nice concave, but with a Dark Swarm coming down, you can't do anything there. So
where did that even come from?
Yeah, I don't actually see the Defiler that cast it.
Look how far away that is. Blizzard, you can't cast Dark Swarm from siege tank range, please. I didn't even see it on the map. It just appeared.
Yeah, only I'm allowed to deal damage from that range.
Exactly.
But hey, there's more vultures coming through, more mines, and maybe this will be able to run past the Lurkers and get up there. But the defense has been rock solid from Aeons Zerg. Like, he is not. Oh wow, mine getting a Lurker, that's the value. But the you know, if you just look at the map, there's actually more Terran out on there. It's mines and floating buildings, obviously, but the map vision is there. And hey, a 4-base Terran is gonna feel pretty good until these lurkers hit, or until the ultras hit.
Yeah, Aeons Zerg, all he really needs to do is just clear the mines with some free Zerglings. Crack doing a really good job setting mines all over the place. He's even taking mid-right. And that is actually a key base for him because Power Bond, you have such an exposed bottom part of your base at top right that drops are extremely easy to get in there. So if he can secure that base and the base that Aeons Zerg's taking just now, you can just spam a bunch of turrets.
I love the one Muta that's harassing the 3rd base. It just gets irradiated and dies. He irradiates the Overlord that's scouting there too. I'm like, I mean, I guess he denied mining there at the 3rd base, but the little Muta that could. And yeah, here's all those free Zerglings clearing things up. Oof.
Yeah, I mean, I would have liked the Guardians like you were saying because that forces out a lot of irradiate. And then if you sync up like a Ling Ultra attack right afterwards, combined with the Flowers, that's potentially you run out of energy. And Zerg just powers through, so I like the single Muta even. But Cryok's gotten pretty damn big. He went from being on 2 base for a long time. Now he's all of a sudden 5 base. He's got 5 add-ons. So we're going to have a lot of tanks coming out, but he's got to get them out soon because I see the first Ultra has arrived.
All Scourge versus Science Vessel in the middle. 1 Scourge lands because it was just kind of random out there. The rest of the Scourge are actually dying to turrets at the 3rd, so you probably want to move them somewhere else. Ling's coming out trying to clear mines and drag into the Vultures. Takes out 1. A few more mines going out, and Aeons Zerg trying to expand, take this position over. Does get a nice plague on a lot of the Science Vessels. Not all of them, but they're going to be a lot more vulnerable. Cloud of 6 so far. Being defended by Marines on the ground. And I mean, what is the next step for Aeons Zerg? Is it just running across the map with a million ultras?
I mean, it pretty much is. He just needs to Nidus to the left side. There's no mines. He just cleared them all out with Lings and just consistently bombard top left. Really not a lot of defense there. 1 bunker, handful of ultras. Vultures, they're not going to kill these Lings. They're 2-1. Tanks finally have arrived, but I mean, Aeons Zerg is not sending out a ton of units just yet. He's not hit his huge power spike. He needs to get a consolidated army, and then he can really just pound top left. Oh, there's that Muta! 1 Muta! Vessels, you gotta run!
Yeah? Where are they? Okay, they're hiding, but there's no anti-air there. I guess, okay, he has a bunker. But that Muta can absolutely get up there. Nice mine drag from an Ultra. Takes out 3 Vultures. I don't know if that's worth, but yeah, the little Muta that could. I'm waiting. Nice D-Matrix on the Siege tank. I think the Ultra is not going to be able to make it through there, fighting outside of the Dark Swarm. But yeah, let's see what the fate... Okay, the Muta didn't do anything. Never mind. Wow, that was anticlimactic.
Yeah. I mean, Croc's holding on, but supplies have slowly crept up for Aeons Zerg over and over. And this is something I hate about Lurkers under Dark Swarm. Look at these tanks at the left side. Oh, well, they were firing on the Lurker. Here comes more Dark Swarm, but Croc's holding. He hasn't really lost anything. He's lost a couple tanks, and that's it.
Well, I mean, yeah, he did pull back very adequately. I definitely thought he was going to lose more once that second Dark Swarm got cast on his tank, but there really wasn't anything else to follow up. The D-Matrix Vulture on top of the ramp. A Terran classic.
Yes.
How are you going to get up the ramp? You can't do it. You might be a highly evolved elephant creature thing, but I'm sorry, you can't beat a shieldy boy. And I mean, the Zerglings are starting to break up the ramp little by little. Now there's Dark Swarm on your buildings. I don't know if this base has much longer. I mean, I guess he's going to hold on for a little bit longer, but I don't know. Who's doing it here? Nyokin, it's hard for me to figure out.
Aeons Zerg's done it. It looks like Croc missed a macro cycle because we checked all of his factories, got like 4 tanks queued up everywhere. And now Ling's just flooding across the map. We can't reinforce top left. This just non-stop attack from the left side of the map will eventually bust through. For now, he hasn't gotten through, but no bunker anymore, no heroic Vulture anymore, no D-Matrix. And Aeons Zerg, look how many bases he has. He's got 6 bases with access to 3 more, so it'd be 9 bases. Oh, is he gonna take that hatchery right there? No.
I think it's just a misrally, but that would have been really BM, like right in your face, underneath the science vessels. The drone just walks up and takes a hatch. But you're right, and actually now is it dropping with all these overlords? No, okay. There's a big clump of overlords just like moved right over all the tanks. So I thought that was going to be a big brain play, but look at how many Scourge we have. We've got a complete control group. All of these science vessels. No! Think about the research. We've just been sent back to the Terran Dark Ages. There's no more science allowed for them. Wow. So yeah, this base is going to get completely overrun eventually. This is like a kind of a campaign mission where you just keep watching the waves of Zerg assault a poor, defenseless Terran base.
Yeah, and you can't be everywhere. Now, Aeons Zerg has found the mid-right base. 3 Ultra is going to shut that down. 2 Lings shut down top left. And now Croc's in deep trouble. He's got essentially 1 base mining just the mineral only. He did have a big power spike of +2, but this is the power of the Zerg. They just send units nonstop everywhere. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, what are you supposed to do? It's like one player has units that they can keep making forever, and the other player, well, I guess Cryoc does have a pretty big bank, but you just can't outproduce a late game Zerg. Like, what are you going to do? Like, he might be able to kill off a couple of these Ultras, because they're just completely unsupported, but any little damage that you do here is not going to be something that Cryoc can replace. He's got Ultras all over his, really his only mining base at this point, so once this gets taken out, I think that's going to be it.
Well, he is blasting down mid-right, but as soon as we see that 1 unit you need, just the Defiler, he's going to shut down this huge tank line, and this is a lot of tanks. This is 10 tanks. If you lose an amount of tanks like that, it almost seals your fate. Oh, here comes a Ling drop.
Oh, is that
what?
Oh,
drop on top of it.
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be ugly.
I'm waiting. Yeah, this is why you don't send just siege tanks. Ooh.
It hurts!
Oh, gross, disgusting. Get me out of here. I feel like this is where Terrans and Protoss players really commiserate. It's like having Lings dropped on your stuff. Just not a great feeling.
Yeah, somehow Crocs has defended both sides, but just like me versus Curiosity, we just don't have any money now. We've got to get this. We have to secure mid-right, but Aeons are just relentless. He wants this mineral only.
Yeah, he's fighting incredibly hard for this. I think he recognizes that this is a large part of the economy, the Terran player. Lots of Dark Swarms all over these siege tanks. They are dealing quite a bit of damage, and to my surprise, the Ultras are, like, they're dying under Dark Swarm. I just don't see that a whole lot.
Yeah, he is kind of not having the best trades, but it's okay because he knows that Terran is struggling for resources, struggling for money. Look at supply, 88 to 155. A hero tank, but he can't do it all. Mid-right's gonna get shut down. Look,
yeah, I mean,
drones. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, though we're seeing, like, honestly pretty cost-effective trades from Cryoc, like, he is holding on as hard as he can. It's just not enough.
Yeah, and Aeons Zerg, I'm checking all of his drones, like top left, fully saturated. His mineral only that he just took, he just did a cycle drone. He's got like 25 drones there. His econ is ballistic. There it is. Oof. GG.
Damn. Wow. Well, Cryoc taking a loss here in game number 1. I think we might have predicted Aeons Zerg to come out on top, but that was a really nice slugfest. I feel like if Cryoc could have either not missed that macro cycle, or maybe found a way to, like, save those big chunks of his bio army when he pushed out with that first big bio ball and lost it, like, most of it to lurkers. I was just like, ooh. And then the mutas, obviously, even without that many mutas, did quite a lot.
Yeah, it could have come down to that bio, just losing the few Marines. I mean, you don't even have to deal damage with the bio to deal damage, because as soon as Aeons Zerg killed that army, what did he do? He went and took top left, because he knows that this was a 2-Rex tech play. You're not going to have a lot of bio. So unfortunately, Aeons Zerg just got too big. But I was pretty surprised that Croc was holding on. His defensive matrix and all those tanks and mines were doing a lot of work, but it's just so hard to overcome 6, 7, 8 base Zerg. But yeah. He looked really good. I think he's got a good shot if he gets another Zerg player. If Castro loses, we could have another good slugfest, probably on Powerbomb again.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the true luxury of being able to watch games like this is that, like, you understand what to expect from the players. Like, you know that they're just going to be able to, like, execute build orders. They're not going to do anything super wacky. Although I will say that Flyer Carapace with only 6 mutas, like, I wasn't totally sure what was going on there. So maybe Aeons Zerg can explain that at some point. I'll have to go watch his stream. He does stream a lot, so if you want to look into the mind of the genius Jose Luis, then go watch Aeons Zerg stream. That's what I'm going to do to figure out what was going on there. But yeah, that means our next match is the winners match between Aeons Zerg and Castro. And this is actually going to be pretty fun. It's a ZVZ. I love watching Aeons Zerg play ZVZ. I feel like that's one of the matchups that he really got super good at from training out here in Korea. Because there's just a lot of Zerg that you meet around 2K on the ladder.
Yeah, every Zerg versus Zerg I see between Aeons Zerg and True Touch is just perfection, basically. Like the muted control from both sides is amazing. I'm really kind of excited to see how Castro plays ZVZ. I don't think I've ever seen him play ZVZ, and this guy macros like a god, but ZVZ is not a macro matchup. So I'm curious, how is he going to play it? Are we going to see like 3-hatch evolution chamber play? Is he going to try and match the micro? What is the style?
Oh, come on. You got to macro that extra set of Zerglings that wins you the trade. But it is actually a super fun matchup to watch, especially when you're watching two players that are super badass at it. And yeah, I think if you looked at this group, just because Aeons Zerg is a former BSL champion, you have to predict him getting out in first place. So Castro has a hard road to climb here. It's going to be awesome to watch. So I'm ready. I think everybody else is ready. So let's get into our winners match to find out the first player to advance on to the round of 16 from group. Oh, you are here. Okay. I was introing and I look at the players in the lobby. I'm like, now you're here. Let's go. Game number 3. Yeah, there. All right, in the upper right-hand corner, in the red, it is BSL Season 5 champion, Aeons Zerg.
In the bottom left, we have a very strong Peruvian Zerg. Can he make it happen? It is Castro. Now, Bloody Ridge is a new map that I see a lot of pros play on. This is not a ladder map, so I don't get to play on it at all. I can tell you, I will probably never play on this map because Terran versus Protoss, absolute cancer. But Zerg versus Zerg, this should be interesting. It's a 2-player map, so both players will be able to scout first. You also, since it's diagonal, you know, there is kind of a mind game. If either player had gone for like a 5 pool or something, you could send lings around the side of the map and, you know, unknowingly get all in before the other Zerg can react. But we don't see that from either side. I'm most interested in how Castro is going to play, because I'm pretty sure we know how Aeons Zerg is going to play. He's going to play the big time micro with the mutas. Yeah, for sure. I would almost guarantee you we're going to see either 2-hatch muta, or you can always just throw in something super early with like ling aggression. But I don't expect him to play that. Like, I understand Aeons Zerg is very confident in his Zergling micro, and I think he should be. But I think Aeons Zerg's muta micro is better than almost any foreigner. Maybe True Touch is better, but I think True Touch's strengths lie in other areas. It's just impressive to watch. So Aeons Zerg is going to throw down that hatchery. So already kind of the line has been drawn in the sand. This is the come at me bro of ZVZ. So we'll see if he can hold on to that, because it is pool with gas from Castro. So I'm excited for this. I think I agree with you about Bloody Ridge. Obviously, like Heartbreak Ridge is the other ridge map, and I think this is Neo Bloody Ridge, if I'm not mistaken, because I think there's an earlier version. But the idea is that third bases are just kind of a luxury here. It's like, well, I would really like one of those, but it's just kind of hard to get there. So it's an interesting map for sure, and I think that mutas kind of circumvent all of that. So as much as I would like to talk about it, it's like, well, you put your Flappy Boys in their base, and then you kill their stuff. You don't really care about the terrain. Yep, so we do have Aeons Zerg going for that 12-hatch. I'm a little surprised at this, because on other maps, when you take an expansion, you have like your hatchery, you know, it's like a small entrance. But if we look at Bloody Ridge, like, look how big the entrance is. If we do like a ling run by, Sunken is not going to help you, because I'm not even sure if a Sunken will range that far. So I am a little surprised at the fast expansion from Aeons Zerg. I'm not too surprised at Castro. This is something you don't see that often, though, in base second hatch. So he's decided that it would be too difficult for him to hold Mutaplay. Like, the choke is very punishing on this map. If we look at it, any lanes that try to run by will get picked off by mutas. Any drone transfers. And I guess Castro's just decided that in-base hatch is the way to go. So the longer the game goes, the better it is going to be for Aeons Zerg. And Castro, I just don't know what he's going to do.
I mean, I like in-base hatches when you're going for like super heavy Ling play early, because it is kind of a short-term solution. You want a lot of units, but you don't have additional resources like you would have if you had a 12 hatch. So in theory, you're going to be able to block this entrance with Zerglings, and then Castro will have a surprisingly high number of Zerglings. The only problem is that, I mean, I don't know if Aeons Zerg is going to be caught off guard by that. He's just so smart at counting Zerglings, like figuring out what's going on here. And obviously you have the Overlords that can see exactly what's going on. So there's perfect vision until these mutas get out.
Well, this is something you don't see every day. We've got what I thought was a sunken colony at our natural. It is actually the Spire for Aeons Zerg. So
oh yeah, I looked at, I assumed that that was a sunken. Okay, well, never mind. That's the Spire. I've never seen a Spire put particularly there.
Yeah, if Castro has a good trade, and we have points of contention at the natural, which we definitely will, he can just wail on that Spire with his Mutalisk or Lynx, so this could backfire. Now, Castro's got a lot of Lynx. Look how many he's hidden in his main. And Aeons Zerg, he doesn't see it. I'm checking his Overlords. They have moved back, and now Castro's going to show all the Lynx, but a really good trade from Aeons Zerg there.
Yeah, but Castro snuck Lings out and got it back around the contain. There's more Lings coming in here from Aeons Zerg, so he's going to try to get a concave at the top of the ramp. He just doesn't have as much. So this is going to be the big bust out, the move from Castro to move across the map. And again, look at Aeons Zerg. He knows this map so well. He's taking every fight at every choke point and making it so that Castro can't just run all the way across the map.
Yeah, if this was me playing ZVZ, and I had a lower link count, I just insta-click all the way back to my main. But
yeah,
Aeons Zerg has clearly practiced this map because he took the favorable engagement right there. Now, that was not a favorable one. He's going to try and do it again. He's going to try and just delay this. Oh, no, he is just going to turn around.
Well, yeah, I think he understands he has just... oh, yeah, but look, he does it again and picks off a couple of Lings because of it. Really, really good play here by Aeon.
One Ling into the main of Aeons Zerg. Going to get a drone. He doesn't notice. He's microing those Lings, and he still doesn't notice.
Oh, no.
Oh, this is going to kill a lot of drones. Second drone. He's going to get a third drone, maybe. Oh,
one hit. Can't get it, but wow, two Lings or two drones for one Zergling. That's a big hit. And, you know, obviously they're both on 2-hatch, but, you know, drones definitely mean, you know, infinite in ZVZ. So that's a really cool move. I'm glad to see Castro mixing in some cheeky stuff like that.
Yeah, but I love Aeons Zerg's position now because he built less Lings and he traded at least even there. Look how many Lings he has left over. He has flat out more Lings than Castro now. He's got a sunken and he's got his natural up and running and he's mining gas. So wow. Castro has to do something. Otherwise, he's just going to flat out be out-resourced. That's just a fact. And right, Aeons Zerg already has 2 more mutas.
Oh, look at the Scourge. Oh, he's going to get it. He almost sniped that muta. That was almost a big brain play there. He does get one of the Scourge to connect, so one of those mutas is on 10 health, but that was nice. Even still, the longer this game goes on, the bigger and bigger Aeon's muta count is going to get. Yeah,
we have 7 for Aeons Zerg, 5 for Castro, but Castro has a lot of mutas, but we've seen the Scourge. Oh, Aeons Zerg's Scourge are out of position. He just needs to find the mutas. Here they are.
He does find the mutas here. He's got some Scourge coming in from behind. He gets another one of them to land. And now, oh my god, it's only 3 mutas. And, I mean, even though there's a lot of Scourge, let's watch how good Aeon's muta micro is. Look at that, almost perfect. And keep in mind, this is Belgium to South America ping. So, I don't know what they're playing at, but doing impeccable muta micro like this is very difficult.
Yeah, extremely difficult. I've even seen Aeons Zerg shoot his own extractor sometimes just to splash onto the Scourge. Like, it's crazy. But now Aeons Zerg, an overwhelming amount of mutas. It's 9 versus 3. We have 6 Scourge, so 9 versus 9. But the mutas are just going to overwhelm this army, and Castro has to have basically every Scourge split onto every muta. Goodbye, Lings.
Yeah, the Lings are going to serve as a buffer and vision to allow the cloning of these Scourge, but the Micro's just too good. Aeons Zerg pulls back perfectly, takes out most of the Scourge, and the mute account just keeps getting more and more in Aeon's favor. And now he's got a giant swell of Lings and Scourge coming in for reinforcements. I don't see any way Castro hangs on here, Nyoken.
Yeah, Aeons Zerg is going to make it out in first in this group unless Castro can do something. Here come the Lings. He's got a good arc, but there's just so many mutes. Look at the perfect muta control.
God, it's
all the Scourge go down.
It's just so good. I can't. We are witnessing, like, I don't know, art being injected directly into our eyes. This is so good. Aeons Zerg completely deserving of blasting out of Group C in first place.
Yeah, so Aeons Zerg just showing his strength. Like, I just always favors Aeons Zerg in CVC. He's just so good at it that you saw the muta control. It's like actual like pro level. It's crazy how good it is.
Yeah.
So really impressive from him. But Castro looked pretty good. I was a bit surprised that he tried to match the muta play, and he did have good muta control versus the Scourge. So his Zerg versus Zerg is very dangerous. We'll just have to see who's gonna be the one to take him on.
Yeah, I think that, you know, one of the beautiful things is that about Brood War is that it's not just, oh, I've got great unit control, so I win the game. It's like, well, maybe sometimes, maybe kind of, but it's your decision making too, and the decision to go 12 hatch for Aeons Zerg, obviously never punished, and the in-base hatchery, like sometimes that does really work. I remember Effort did that in like the round of 4 of the tournament that he won, where he beat Flash in the finals, and I was just like, wow, you know, that was perfect usage of that. But I don't think it worked out very well for Castro this game at all. I think Aeon just really in control for most of it. Yeah.
I think it would have worked better on a better map, but that Bloody Ridge just moving through the center, Aeons Zerg responded perfectly, taking multiple engagements in the center of the map in a concave advantage. If this was a different map like Circuit Breaker where you just run across, I really do think that Castro's build probably would have had a better chance. But how it goes sometimes, and what are we going to get into now? It should be Krog versus Eriador.
Yeah, that's right. We get another chance to watch a random player Eriador. I love the variety. We get a chance to see all of our players, and then just to make the Liquipedia guys' job harder, we have to add a column for random. Although I think they still put him in the Zerg column, if I'm not. Yeah, they put Eriador in the Zerg column. What a cop-out, okay? Come on, Liquipedia. If we are going to have a random player, you got to add a column for random. You can't just put him in the Zerg column. He does probably main Zerg, if you want to say that, but all of his racers are fantastic. He's been playing longer than most Brood War players have been alive, although I guess there are some pretty old school ones. It's just kind of cool to see a player that has that asset, the element of surprise, in his arsenal.
Yeah, we'll have to see if he will get Zerg, because I agree that I thought Eriador was a Zerg main for a long time. And we saw Krog get taken out by Aeons Zerg, but Krog looked pretty good. So I think I may...
Oh, okay, so I believe he race picks, so it's not completely random.
Oh, dirty.
How dare you? Yeah, all the race pickers died out with the dinosaurs, but you know how every once in a while they go to like scientists go to a really deep lake. This is the plot of every horror movie, by the way. They go to like a really deep lake, and there's a dinosaur that survived and eats everybody. That's Eriador. It's the last of the race pickers.
Yeah, I mean,
well, you've never watched like what is it? Lake Placid, I think, is the iconic a dinosaur survived and it's killing everybody horror movie. It's pretty good, but. So will this match be? And there's always the potential for TVT, Nyoken, so we could get the best matchup.
I mean, I like TVT. When you have back and forth where players aren't just sitting in the middle of the map, I mean, TVT is a very fun matchup. So we could get that. What I'm really hoping... Oh, well, never mind. I was going to say, I'm hoping for not Zerg versus Protoss, but that's impossible because Krog is Terran. Because if we look at the win rate for Eriador, kind of looks like my win rate versus Protoss.
Yeah. Well, I think you're not alone, definitely in that regard. There are some consistencies if you want to talk about that particular matchup. Some things never change. Whew. It's a rough one, but our map is Sylphid. We will be playing on that for our 4th game. The loser of this game is eliminated from BSL Season 7. And the winner will go on to face off against Castro in the finals. And yeah, I think Castro really, I didn't know too much of what to expect, but he's going to be a boss. Let's get into game number 4. All right, in the 12 o'clock location on the map Sylphid, in the teal is our German Terran player Cryok.
And in the bottom right, playing Zerg this time, it is Eriador. Now, I've played Eriador on the ladder recently, and he was Protoss, but previously, I think we played almost exclusively Terran versus Zerg, and it's good because when you scan him, it looks normal, and then he shows up with like queens and ensnare. You're like, what the hell is this? But then he just kills everything with like Ling, Lurker, ensnare. So Cryok's got to be a little cautious with his play. If I was to kind of guess on how Cryok should come into this match, I would like to see what he just did with the 2 racks, play the 4 or 3 or 4 racks tech play, because that kind of is a catch-all build. It's not like you're being super aggressive with 5 racks. You're not going to run into. You're not going to suicide mass Marines with no tech into lurkers, so I would like to see that.
Yeah, Cryok, or not Cryok, Eriador, this like, he just like Hydra and Snare, and then like you have a big bio ball, and it just gets gooped, and then it just doesn't do anything, and it dies to Hydras, and you're like, wait a second, that's not supposed to happen. So many weird things that he does, but I love it. I love the creativity, but he does love his queens, that's for sure. So. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. I would say that on Sylphid, there's always the potential for 2-hatch Muta, but I feel like that would be like the boring way for Eriador to play. So much more he is capable of. So let's see what it's going to be from Eriador or from Cryok. Wow, nothing out of the ordinary at all.
Nope, there's not going to be 12 gas, which is pretty expected on Sylphid. You can't wall it off completely. It's got that little tiny pathway on the right side. And you never really want to go, well, if you're Flash, you can get away with it, but if you're me, I'm only going 12 gas on a map that I can completely wall because I just die over and over to mass links, and this is already interesting. 2-hatch, straight gas, this is pretty meta, and usually it means mutas, but with Eriador controlling the Zerg, I have no idea what this means.
Yeah, and also if you have... So can you, yeah, I guess this is 2 units wide, the entrance to the main, right? Or can you like hold position something to stop the scout from getting through?
I think it's 2 units, unless you've got something like a tank or vulture or something big.
Okay. So I was just trying to think if there's any way, because obviously in order to pull off something surprising, you have to get rid of the scout, and that can be hard to do, especially before you have a spawning pool. So at least for right now, Cryok will see pretty much everything. It's not threatening. It's not surprising. There's nothing out of the ordinary just yet. But I totally agree with you, Nioken. You can't let that lull you into a false sense of security with Eriador.
Yep, now where did that gas go? Instant speed. He sees that there's no lair. Now Cryok needs to scout the entrance. Oh man, he's unfortunately going to see... Oh, he didn't go back. But when he goes back now, he's going to see lair, and he may not think anything's going on, but this is definitely going to be a lot of lings. And this is a bit unusual, in my opinion, from Eriador. So this could catch Cryok off guard. I like how he's got his depot already set up. And luckily for him, we already had Aeons Zerg play very similar to this. He was aggressive with lings. Remember picking off an SCV? So Cryok's already got a little bit of practice. So he should be able to hold this off. I hope he puts down a bunker pretty soon, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, I looked at that depot building, and then it turned into a depot and not a bunker. I was like, oh, I would rather have one of those than the other. Yeah, I guess, see, I always thought supply depots, like, you should be able to hide units in there, too. But, this isn't Warcraft 3. We can't put our peons in burrows. So here we go, a bunch of links moving in. There are a lot of Marines here. And look at the SCVs valiantly protecting their shooty boys, but not well enough. The bunker not complete. Lings don't care. They're running into the main.
Yeah, absolutely perfect timing from Eriador. And look at the main from Eriador. It is lurkers, but SCV sees it. So if Proc just holds, he should be in an okay position. He's got the perfect opener for it. 2 racks. He's just got to minimize the damage from these lings, but more lings pouring out. But remember, constantly building lings means we're not building drones. So Eriador has to deal damage. Oh, that's so many lings.
More lings coming in. They're actually attacking the barracks instead of going for the SCVs. They get through. They kill off the Marines that I thought were being nestled in the warm, cozy embrace of the SCVs. Somehow, the buttery lings of Eriador slip on through, take out the Marines, and now, what is it? It's like 2 Marines total? 3 Marines? Ooh, this is not looking great for Cryok.
Yeah, and something that Croc doesn't notice, he's got 2 SCVs in his bunker, so they're not only not mining, but this Marine just sitting out in no man's land. Oh, he was spared his life for now. But
yeah, I mean, getting into the main is, so huge. Is he still streaming lings? No. The follow-up, the lurker follow-up is just going to be tragic. If this doesn't kill him.
This is just too much damage. Like, the Academy's done, but we don't have scan. And as soon as these lurkers morph and move across the map, we can just range this bunker down. Firebat's coming out now. Firebats are not going to be able to kill these lurkers. So many. We're just falling apart. Cryok, too much damage.
I mean, he kills off the first Firebat anyway. He's got these 1 HP lings. Finally, they get taken out. So the ship has been stabilized, but still, he did fix those SCVs in the bunker. But even still, he lost so many workers. He has no units at all, and we're about to have lurky boys head across the map. It's not a good time to be Cryok.
I mean, surprisingly, it's not over yet. We did lose a lot of lurkers, or lose a lot of SCVs, but the SCV was there, sees that lurkers are coming, needs to get up another bunker, doesn't have to scan anymore. So these scans can all be saved for the incoming lurkers, but 4 lurkers, even just like 8 lings to just soak up hits from the bunker is going to be more than enough. And how do you ever repair the bunker? They're just going to smash it there. He's just going to go for it. He doesn't care.
Yeah, he just doesn't care. Running right up. I mean, okay, cool. You can stim your 4 units. Awesome. Yeah, lurker spines are going to destroy this bunker. Easy peasy. At least he could target down the SCVs. But even still, it's just totally out of there. There are 3 Terran aggressive. Actually, there's 1 attacking Terran unit. So I don't know how that's going to work out for Cryok. He's got 2 now.
Unfortunately, Crack is going to be eliminated. Just the ling all in really caught him off guard.
Yeah.
And now 4 lurkers. That's it. There's just no way. You don't want to have scan anymore. No turrets. It's going to be GG any moment.
Yeah. Oh man, this is so tragic. I feel like if he had built like maybe bunker first instead of that depot, then obviously there's a much greater chance to hold on. But Eriador, man, you really have to give it to this guy. He hit it the perfect timing to exploit that weakness. That's pretty impressive. And I definitely think Eriador is playing very well enough to move on to the final qualifying match of the night, or of the group. Yeah.
Yeah, it really was perfect because he moved in right when speed hit, but it wasn't just that. The bunker was at like 250 health out of 350, so it wasn't completed yet. And he knew it wasn't completed because he had the Overlord overlooking the ledge. So he saw what was there and just struck exactly when he needed to. So unfortunate for Cryok. But now we've got another ZVP because Zero told us that Eriador picks Protoss versus Zerg. Let's see if he can redeem himself this time versus Castro.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to watch his Protoss if he does decide to pick that, and I'm assuming that he will. I love how my favorite part in this game is like right as Eriador is finishing what was a perfectly executed build. Somebody in the chat is just like, wait, who is this Eriador guy? Luckily, we got our man Xenosky in there to set the record straight. He is a leyenda, so super excited to watch him play in this final game versus Castro. I think a lot of Castro's strengths of being able to either play like this really aggressive style. I mean, he even felt confident enough to go head to head against Aeons Zerg in the Muta battle. So that's got to tell you something. But I would love to see my man Eriador move on. I got a chance to meet Eriador at the 20th anniversary LAN. So I'm just really excited to see how far he can go. And he usually is good enough to make it to the round of 16, even maybe round of 8 of tournaments. But it's hard. It's a hard life of a race picker, and I don't think we've had too many of them advance very far. So I'm pulling for him, but also the South American hope of Castro. We'll see if he can advance on to the round of 16 too, because it doesn't get easier after this. It's still super difficult. So we're going back to Bloody Ridge.
Yeah, I'm just surprised at these picks. Like, I don't know how much either player practiced them. I don't play this map ever. Never, ever. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Okay, I'm ready. Let's get into it. It's the final match of Group C. One of these players will join Aeons Zerg in the round of 16. Let's find out who it's going to be. All right, welcome everybody to the last match of Group C. In the upper right-hand corner, in the brown, he just finished playing Zerg extremely well, but now he's got to play Protoss. This is going to be Eriador.
In the bottom left, we've got one of the strongest macro Zergs. It is Castro. So what do you think of Bloody Ridge, Rapid? Because I already gave my opinion, but what's your opinion?
I'm just glad we don't have to watch a PVT or a PVT on this one. Whew. I would say, most maps have like a way, like you can look at the map and be like, okay, well, here's my main, here's my natural, here's, where I'm supposed to take my third base. If I get ahead, then maybe I can take this base too. Not really the case on Bloody Ridge. It is just designed for there to be a lot of blood. So you get your natural, and then you're like, all right, I'd like to take another base. And it's like, where do you go? Because by ground, the third bases are just so far away. So good luck with those, my dude. Especially if you have to play against like early drops. There's just no rules anymore. You could lose anything at any moment. And even if you wanted to take your natural and defend it against mutas, the cliff extends to right behind the mineral line. So you can keep breaking line of sight with the mutas. So it's like, whoo, child, it gets a little rough early on. And so I think it favors aggressive play quite a bit. Although I do really like the choke points that keep you from just like streaming units across the map.
Well, speaking of aggressive, I think there's going to be a 2-gate. Is it going to be a 2-gate?
Ooh,
there it is.
He called it. Nice.
So we've seen this a couple times. I think the last time we saw it on Multiverse, we see it quite a bit. And I don't know how this is really going to work on a 2-player map because Overlord's already almost here. So Castro's going to see it. But Eriador's decided he's not messing around. He wants to punish with a bunch of zealots. Now, remember, he's an old school player. And back in the old school days, which you would do 3 zealots, 3 probes. That's a lot of DPS. So this could be a very quick game if Castro underestimates the damage output. We already see drones being made from his side, so I'm already extremely worried. And remember last game I was pointing out how you could potentially send Zealot or Lings along the side. Look at this. The Zealot's already hidden out of view. Now he's going to see at least 1 gate, but he doesn't see any Zealots pop out just yet.
Yeah, I mean, he will have the Overlord. I think you can kind of predict that. He's going to come down to low ground, so he will definitely be able to see the Overlords there. So Zealot popping out, he's going to see the 2 Zealots, and I think it's time to go. The 2-gate, the jig is up. It's time to head across the map, and there is going to be that probe which survives to rejoin his Zealot brothers, and especially with now the 3rd Zealot popping out. We got to go. There's actually, wait, is there a 2nd hatchery? This is 3 hatch. What?
3 hatch, 3rd hatch in the main. But here comes Eriador. I am a little surprised you didn't send any more probes with this. It's going to be 3 Zealots, 1 probe. Oh, good control right there. Oh. And this is a macro 2-gate. This was not 9-9. This was 10-12. I'm paying attention to this Nexus. He's not pumping out more probes, but he could potentially transition out of this.
Still 2 Zealots at a time being made behind this. A lot of pressure being put on, but the link count is actually pretty large. Oh, don't want to get your Zealots caught out like that. Starting to deal a little bit of damage, but pinning one of the Zealots against the wall, absolutely gigantic, taking that out. But now the Zealot reinforcements are starting to come through. It's 3 Zealots and a probe. The dream. But with a sunken finishing, I don't know if Eriador is really going to be able to get anything done here.
Yeah, this was not the damage that Eriador was looking for. And again, lucky for Castro, Eriador was not teching behind it. He is just going to take a Nexus. I have a feeling that we're going to see a Hydra bust pretty soon. He's got his gas going up. He's got Sunkens coming in, just going to play defensively for now. And that Overlord is still there, so he is going to be able to defend any fast DTs to come out. But we see that that's not going to happen. So I really do think this is going to be a Hydra bust.
I mean, I think anytime you see this construction at the front of your opponent's base, it's just two like juicy gateways just offered up out there. Yeah, you're probably gonna have a good time with a bust like that. And I mean, you're rock solid. You had to overproduce Lings, so obviously that sucks as a Zerg player. But you know, you didn't die. So, man, this is a kind of a weird start. I never see both players just build a lot of units and have this Cold War stalemate. But I think, yeah, by far this is better for Castro, who has like kind of like a clear roadmap of what would be a really great way to play this game with the Hydra Bust.
Well, his Hydra Den is about to finish. I like the arc that Eriador has. So Lings are definitely not going to get out. He's going to trade favorably. Cybernetics is a little bit over half. He's got his Forge coming up. Most likely we're going to see, I would assume, probably something, well, I don't know if he can get away with the 4-gate Zealot. I would like to see straight into Templar Tech to try and to defend this incoming Hydra play, because I do think that, not that it's obvious, but if I was in Eriador's position, I would highly suspect that some type of Hydra play is coming, because of like what you said. If I can kill 2 gates for free, I'm going to go kill him.
Yeah, I mean, not only does that really set your opponent's production behind, it's a bunch of damage, and there's basically no recourse. Like, I mean, these are Zealots. They don't have like speed or anything. You're definitely not going to expect that. So, fast Hydras versus slow Zealots, always a kind of a good battle to fight. And also, you have just a bunch of Lings. So, let's see what he's going to do here. Speed about to finish up. There are cannons morphing in back at home, but there's only one at the front door. So that is, yeah, one is basically nothing.
So we saw a little cute move that Eriador just did right now. He sent in a Zealot to try and see exactly what's going on, see if there's any Hydras popping out, but he also confirmed there's no second gas. And when there's no second gas, chances of you going mutas are very low, but despite that, he's still building Sarah, so this might be a big misstep. He needs to start putting up a lot of cannons pretty soon.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the real vulnerabilities of Protoss, because if you see that there's no second gas, and in a more standard game, you would say, okay, well, I'm going to get Hydra busted, so you really prepare for that, and the Zerg player then doesn't really have to commit to it. But this time it's much different, obviously, because you're pretty sure that that's what's coming your way. So when are we going to pull the trigger on this one? It looks like the answer is now, and that Zealot wall at the front is not going to be enough. It might delay the inevitable, but it's coming, and especially with Lings slipping through. Castro just playing this beautifully. Everything dies at the front, and Eriador really overstaying his welcome there.
Now behind this, there's no lair, so there's a lack of tech from Castro, but he's got good drone saturation, so he'll be able to still go into mid-late game very nicely. And Eriador scrambling to get up cannons, but we've got, oh, I thought it was going to be an Artosis pylon. Luckily, Eriador has put down a backup pylon in the back, but it's going to shut down all of the left side cannons. Doesn't matter, he's just going to kill the cannons straight up.
Yeah, and these cannons, they do not warp in that quickly. Only 1, 2, now 3. The probes being pulled. The gateway is actually not taking any damage. He tried to dive through and kill the cannons, which almost worked. Now he's going to pull back, take out the gateways. And how many cannons are going to get up here? It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, lots. So I don't know if this Hydra push is going to go any further. He's going to try moving forward, targeting down the cannons. The probes trying to like buffer as much as they can, but there's no units here. Nothing left to defend. The Hydra count is still huge. More probes being pulled off the line, but the cannons are dropping one by one, and no Reaver is going to come out fast enough to save this. The final cannon about to fall. Will the Hydras do it? They do. GG. Eriador taps out, and Castro advances on to the round of 16.
Yeah, and Castro just showing us the strong macro, really just hitting at a really nice time, just like Eriador hit versus Cryok, and just a misread from Eriador. So unfortunately, one of the fan favorites going to be knocked out in the first group stages. But we've got 2 great players moving out. I think I would have predicted Aeons Zerg and Castro coming out of that group. And I'm really interested to see how far Castro goes because, like I said, if you let him go unhindered, this guy, he explodes. And I want to see him explode versus one of these Terrans that we're going to see in our second group.
Yeah, if you are a history buff, you might have also expected the exact same thing from a player with that name. But also seeing Aeons Zerg advance out very impressively. It just I just love watching Aeons Zerg play games. It's almost as if there's a way that you can do that just almost every day because he does stream quite a bit. So go check him out. And of course, we'll be checking him out a lot in the next round of the tournament. So really looking forward to that. But that's going to do it for Group C. So congratulations to Aeons Zerg and Castro that will move on to join the players that qualified from day number 1 for Groups A and B. We have to move on to Group D, and that means that we're going to be watching Denmax, Casper, SPX, and Avilov coming up next after a short break. So we're going to take about 5-6 minutes, and then we'll come back with Group D. So don't go anywhere. I hope you guys are enjoying the brand new Season 7 of the BSL. We'll be right back.